Hello there, everybody. Hi, nice to see you all. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to today's live lesson, which is, well, going to be a very, very exciting lesson. Today, I'm looking forward to turning off the music, if I can. I can't turn off the music. Never mind. Let me turn it down. I just found out why. Listen, great to see you. Welcome to today's live lesson. It's all about pollution. We're going to talk about a really nice topic. It's this one over here. Pollution, different types of pollution, what causes it, what the solutions may be. I hope it will be an interesting and engaging lesson for all of you. Lots of things to discuss. We're going to look at, well, vocabulary, idioms, do some listening tasks. We're going to watch some videos, lots of great stuff. Listen, let's begin, first of all, with a little bit of this. Great, welcome, nice to see you. If you are new here, particularly, a big welcome to you. Today's live lesson lasts about an hour and a half, maybe a bit more than an hour and a half. We'll be doing lots of interesting activities as we go along. To begin with, let me just see who is in the house. We've got Sajid all the way from Pakistan, nice to see you. Larissa from Lithuania, great. Edit from Antalya, lovely to see you here as well. We've got Mustafajur all the way from Bangladesh, lovely with the flag flying, great. Ohun John from Uzbekistan, nice to see you here as well, lovely, great. Got other friends from Uzbekistan, quite a few here. Romelia, all the way from Romania, good to see you here, nice as always. Natalia, what on earth are you doing watching me at 5 a.m. in the morning? You should be sleeping. But listen, thank you so much for getting up. That is so, I am touched, really. That's so nice. Unpredictable life, unpredictable looks. Thank you so much. Very, very kind as well. Okay. And Victor from Madagascar, lovely to see you here. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Almas, very welcome, Almas from Afghanistan. Great to see you here as well. And we've got Mesen from Iran. Listen, we've got people all around the world. It's so good to see all of you here. So if you've just arrived, to let you know, today's topic is all about pollution. Now, in the past, I have done live lessons on the environment and climate change. So I'm not going to look at kind of the big impact on the environment. I'm not going to look at climate change and global warming. I'm going to focus very, very much on pollution, right? And in fact, let me kind of go through, let me explain what we're going to talk about in today's lesson so you know what's coming, right? So the topic is pollution. CO2 is just one example, right? As you will find out. We're going to look at different types of pollution and different types of pollutants. And actually, what's the difference? Pollution, pollutants? We'll find out, okay? We'll go on to do a list. Car coming at me. I could probably eat the car. We're going to look at a listening bingo. So you know the game bingo, probably. We'll be doing a listening bingo. Looking at the different causes of pollution, or the cause of pollution. There's probably more than one, right? So that's coming up. We'll be doing idioms about pollution. Now, there are many idioms, but I've chosen one or two. For example, a drop in the ocean. I wonder if you know what that idiom means. Well, we'll be discussing that later in the show. In the lesson. It feels like a show sometimes. Going on, I'm going to look at part 3, a model answer for you on this topic, and we'll be analysing the language, the grammar, the vocabulary, the approach to giving that kind of answer. Okay, and then at the end of the lesson, we'll be doing a Kahoot. It's a game you play on your phone. There's a Kahoot app you can download and you just choose the correct answer. So make sure you're paying attention in today's lesson, right? That's the key thing. Go away. Make sure you're paying attention and making notes because I will be testing you at the end of the lesson. That's it. That's what we've got for today. I say make notes. I am also making notes and I will share those with you at the end of the class, right? Now I am actually, I'm streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, my Facebook page and my Facebook community. If you don't know, the Facebook page is at Keith Speaking Academy. I'm also a little bit on Instagram at Keith_Speaking Academy, Speaking_Academy. Just look for Keith Speaking Academy. And there's the website. And talking about the website, right? If you want to get the PDF from today's lesson, then just go over to keithspeakingacademy.com. Click on the free live lessons and you'll be able to download the PDF just here, right? This was last month. We had Friends. You can watch that. You can download the PDF. And here's the great thing. You can get all the information about the live lessons, first Thursday of every month, and all the past lessons. Look, they're all here. We've done health, fitness, environment. We've done lots of different topics, right? These are the categories. These are the topics. Everyone, you can probably find everything you need on IELTS here. Maybe. There's lots of stuff there for you to go and explore. The main thing was that you can get the PDF from today's notes, right? I have too many buttons to press. Okay, great, good. KeithSpeakingAcademy.com. Com. Okay. Pradeep says, I'm really serious of all your live lessons. You're doing great things to spread the knowledge. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you so much. That's great. And Himanshu, please make video on part 3 speaking. It's really hard to answer. Yes, there are in my YouTube channel. You can find lots of them. You can find them all over the place. And by the way, if you are watching on YouTube, do remember to subscribe to the channel. And then you'll get notifications, right, about all the videos. Great. And keep it up. Great. Thanks, Anne. Amid says, it's my first time watching you live. You're such a historic figure. Really? I don't know about that, but thank you so much. That's very, very kind. Great. I'm really interested to join your course and get a good score. A few of you asked about the course. Yep. How to join a paid course. So, Mohammed Tufik, if you go to the Keith Speaking Academy, right? Look for keithspeakingacademy.com. And then when you're in there, just go to the home page or even at the top and click on the online courses, right? On the online courses up there, you'll find information about the gold course, $120. The fluent grammar course, great for your grammar, $35. And then there's the IELTS Speaking Success Get a Band 7, $39 as well. Okay, and you can just find out all the information you need there. Excellent, good, great question. So let's kick off. Well, just before I kick off, I mean, talking about those courses, I did get an email the other day, and I'm so happy to get emails. This was a few weeks ago. It's from a student who has been, well, she's on the gold course, and she's been very active in the community, and she talks about the community. This is Tu from Hanoi, from Vietnam. She said, I'm a student in the gold course. I took the IELTS test last week and got the result just yesterday. I scored an 8 in the speaking test. I believe a big part of this is thanks to you and the community that you have created. I truly appreciate everything you share in the course. This wouldn't have been possible without you. Once again, I just wanted to say thank you for all the work you have done. Help us students learn English. I wish you all the best. That was from Tu in Vietnam. And yeah, she got a Band 8, which was fantastic. The community she talks about is in the gold course. We have a Facebook group community where students on the course can ask me questions, share their learning, connect with each other. They also get a chance to speak to each other in small groups through the breakout rooms. So I actually did an interview with Tu, and I'll be sharing that with you in the near future. Okay. Great. Nigin says, I'm moving to the UK. Any suggestions? Yes. Go and visit Manchester. It's beautiful. Say hello to my dad, and go and try the fish and chips in Manchester. Go to the go to the Langley Friary. Check it out. It's in Middleton, Manchester. The Langley Friary. Get your classic fish and chips there. Okay, guys, let's kick off. I do so much talking. I must get focused. CO2 pollution. So I'm going to begin looking first of all about actually vocabulary, right? We're going to look at vocabulary, types of pollution and pollutants. Right. Good. Let me bring in my notes over here. So a little test for you. I'd like you to fill in the gap with one word. Fill in the gap with one word. Number one, pollution is where we make the environment blank and blank to use. Number two, plastic and chemicals are two of the worst blank. Okay, so in the chat, just write one and the two words, and two and the word. Let me know, tell me what you think are the right answers. There are different possibilities, right? Let's have a look what you think. See if I can get some comments from you. Ranil, thank you so much for your comments. Saman, nice to see you here as well. Akusoa, you live in Manchester. Sale, really nice. We've got Romelia first off. Interesting. Okay, make sure you put the number, which one you're answering, number one or number two. Interesting. Okay. Let me put some kind of soft music on as you're doing this. Clean and happy. Happy. Unsafe and unhealthy. I'm just going to help you, Dipti, make unhealthy into one word, right? Interesting. Maybe I'm arduous. Nice. Okay, excellent, good. Some very, very good answers there. Let's have a look together. Pollution is where we make the environment. So a lot of you said dirty or filthy, which, yeah, what I was thinking was dirty, right? Absolutely dirty. Filthy is also, is a very good word to use here. Dirty, filthy. We've got unsafe. So dirty and unsafe to use. For me, that is a perfect answer. Very, very good. It make the environment bad. Bad, some people have said. It could be. Pollution is where we make the environment polluted. Pollution is where we make the environment polluted. I would avoid putting the same words or a similar word in the definition here. I think it's It's better to use different words. So dirty, filthy, bad, messy. Messy sounds like untidy. Untidy and messy, I don't think are the right words here. You can talk about a messy room or an untidy office, but not really about the environment, right? So harm, unable, unsafe, difficult, dirty and hard. Hard to use. We make the environment hard to use. Doesn't really make sense, right? Unsafe, yes. Impossible. Maybe, but I think it's not impossible. It's just difficult. Difficult to use. Or unsafe. Unsafe is better here. Unhealthy. We make the environment unhealthy to use. That would certainly work as well. Yes. Unhealthy. Okay. Good. Plastic and chemicals are two of the worst. So we've had pollutants was the main one. So of course the pollutants, are the things that cause pollution. Another answer we had was sources. That's also works very well here. Some good answers. Core elements. Ahmed says core elements. The only thing is I did say one word. So it has to be one word. Be careful, right? Because if you're doing IELTS, really be careful with the instructions. If they ask for one word, you must give one word, okay? Pollutants. Any others? I'm just checking. I think you've all got the same. Factors are two of the worst. Factors, you could say factors, yeah, possibly here. That was Maria said factors. But number one was not right, but number two is good. Yes. Okay. I think that's it. I can't see any others that go in there. I think those are the best ones, right? So pollution is where we make the environment dirty, filthy, bad, and unsafe or unhealthy to use. Plastic and chemicals are two of the worst pollutants or sources of pollution or factors influencing pollution. Great, good. Well done, everybody. That's what I had. Oh, I did have polluted. Okay. And pollutants. So let's dig deeper into the vocabulary here. So pollution actually has two different meanings, right? Pollution can be uncountable. No, it's always uncountable, right? So it's not one pollution. No, you can't count it. It's some pollution, or there is a lot of pollution. There is some pollution here in Santander, not over my house. I don't know why I'm looking out the window, but there is some pollution in Santander. And this is damage caused to the environment, whether that's water, air, or soil, by harmful substances. A substance is just a thing. It's a material, right? Some kind of material. So, for example, we can say air pollution dropped, right? Went down to an all-time low during the pandemic. Air pollution. The different kinds of pollution here are, we talk about environmental pollution, air pollution, water pollution. So when we're polluting the lakes, the rivers, the sea, the ocean, all of that is water pollution. And of course, we have land pollution, where we're destroying the soil, maybe through the pesticide that the farmers use, kind of a medicine for the plants, that gets into the soil and it pollutes the soil. So the three main kinds of pollution are water, air, and soil, right? That's nice and easy. So pollution is the damage caused to the environment. But pollution can also mean the harmful substances that cause the damage. So we can also talk about, I'm sure you've heard, things like noise pollution, light pollution, where there's too much light in the city, radioactive pollution, or plastic pollution, where we're throwing bottles into the river. That's plastic pollution as well as water pollution. So you can look at pollution either talking about the environment that's been harmed, air pollution, or the substance that's causing the damage, So plastic, smoke, radiation, right? There are different ways of looking at it. If you want to find out more about the facts of the different types of pollution, there's a really, really interesting website over here. I'll ask Burns to put this. Burns works with me, my virtual assistant. I'll ask her to put this in the chat on YouTube and Facebook, just so you can see. But this is LiveSpace. It's a really, really interesting website. I'll just show you briefly. But just to give you an idea, you can tell I'm in Spain. Potencia tu atención. Pollution, facts, and types of pollution. It just goes through, maybe I can just make this a little bit bigger for you. It goes through like land pollution. It talks about water pollution and how it happens. There's some interesting vocabulary, right? It's talking about the different impacts of pollution. Warming water can be harmful. You know, I didn't know this about the warm water from factories. It's really harmful when they throw it into the rivers. It talks about air pollution. So I'll let you go and have a look at that. Noise pollution, light pollution, Lots of really interesting stuff on different aspects of pollution. There's a lot of good vocabulary, but you'll learn interesting facts. I learned a lot of the whole idea that factories, they use water in different ways for cooling and for heating. And when they throw that away, like they call it thermal radiation, when it raises the level of the water, the temperature, it starts killing the fish. I had no idea. So it's an interesting one. Live Science, it's a great website. I like Live Science, and they're well worth exploring, not just for pollution. So go and have a look at that in your free time. Okay, so the other word we talked about was pollutant, right? Pollutant, which is countable. So yes, you can talk about one pollutant, two pollutants, three pollutants, pollutants. What a great word, right? The pol becomes p. And the stress is on the lu. Lu, it sounds like a Chinese name or a Vietnamese name. Lu, pollutant, right? So you've got that stress on the pollutant. Try. Pollutant. Nice. And this is the substance that pollutes. So I'm going to ask you, again, in the chat, can you tell me, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, what are the names of these different pollutants? Let's see what you come up with, right? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Maybe I can make this on the big screen, it'd be easier for you. Okay, remember, you're naming the pollutants. Okay, not the pollution, but the pollutants. Okay, Farid and everybody, be careful. Not the pollution, but what are the pollutants? Ruan, you're on the right track. Well done. Good, we're getting better. Yeah, it's the pollutant. It's the substance, right? Not the pollution. Jagmeet, nice. Lisa, just be careful with number 2. A lot of you be careful with number 2.
No. No.
That's interesting, Lilia. We'll come back to that. Okay, great. So remember, we're focusing on the pollutant. So some of you said water pollution, air pollution. That's the pollution. But the pollutant here, number one, is it's plastic, right? Plastic is the pollutant. So it's plastic. Number two, fumes or smoke, or chemicals. Number three, chemicals or pesticides or carbon monoxide. A few of you have talked about carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. Absolutely. Negin, for example, plastic, number one, yes. 3, emission, no. 4, gas and fuel, yes, could be, yes, right? Abir, traffic pollution, no. So the pollutant is exhaust fumes for number 4, right? Number 4 is the exhaust fumes. Let me put the answers up here. Actually, or down here. So we've got plastic, that's the bottles, smoke, fumes or chemicals, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, the main culprits. Pesticides could be for number 3, right? That's the man spreading this kind of medicine to protect the plants. That is pesticides. You could say chemicals. Okay, so these are the substances. And number 4 is exhaust fumes, right? Exhaust is that part of the car. It's the exhaust pipe. It's where the fumes come out. So the exhaust fumes we talk about for the car. We don't talk about number 2 as exhaust fumes. These are factory fumes, but not exhaust fumes. Exhaust is for number 4 for the car, right? You have the exhaust pipe that takes out the exhaust fumes. So normally we would use that for a car or for vehicles, right? Not really for factories. There are some other things you could say. Number 4, fuel. Is fuel the pollutant? Fuel emissions, maybe. I think that would be the better one. Fuel emissions or gas emissions. You could have petrol emissions. Yeah. What else have people but smoke, fuel, pesticide, carbon footprint, but carbon footprint is not the pollutant. Carbon footprint is the idea of how much you're polluting. A pollutant is a substance, right? That's really important. Remember, pollutant is a substance. So what else have we got? Just checking any others. Carbon dioxide, smoke from the vehicles, yes. Okay, just checking. Fossil gas. We don't really say fossil gas, we say fossil fuel. Yeah. I think the important thing is not the fossil fuel that is the pollutant, it's the result of burning fossil fuels that makes the pollutant. So it is the fumes, the smoke that is the pollutant. The fossil gas or the fossil what's the word? They're not really the pollutant, right? Fossil fuels, yeah. Okay. CO2, absolutely. So you could put CO2 as for number 4 as well. Waste gas, yeah, could be waste gas. Chemicals, waste gas. That could be number. It could be up there. It could be down here. It's not. Is it waste gas? I'm not sure we would say waste gas. Definitely, yeah, maybe. Okay, great. A quick question. Somebody asked, what is noise pollution? So when I went back up here, I was showing you different kinds of pollution. Noise pollution is where you or somebody or a factory makes a lot of noise and pollutes the environment. So imagine lots of houses in the countryside. Imagine that you live, say that way. Imagine you live in the middle of the countryside, just 2 or 3 houses, and suddenly they build a motorway through the village. Now, the noise from the cars suddenly is really loud. So before, you had the cows and the birds. And tomorrow, you've got the motorway with the cars and the trucks and the lorries. That is noise pollution, as well as air pollution and everything else. But noise pollution is where, you make noise. You could say, somebody on the bus, where you're in a quiet place on the bus and somebody puts the YouTube video on loudspeaker. That's noise pollution, really, on a personal level. But it's still noise pollution. Okay, great. Just for your vocabulary, to extend your vocabulary, other common pollutants, we talk about sewage. Sewage is a strange word, right? Sewage. This is a noun, and it's actually uncountable. Sewage is the human waste. So when you go to the toilet, right, the pee and the poo, the pee and the poo, that's human waste. And the wastewater from your shower or washing the clothes, washing the pots, all of that is called sewage. As in the name Susan, sewage, right? Not so. It sounds like so, but it's sewage. So sewage is, I keep going to the wrong one. That's really confused me. I'm going to have to change them because I've changed them around. Sewage looks like this. Yeah. It goes underground and it takes all the pee and the poo and the water from your shower and your clothes washing into the river or the sea. Oh my God. Now, sewage normally is treated with chemicals to make it safe, but sometimes it may not be treated and therefore it becomes a pollutant. So that's another useful word to know, right? Sewage is a kind of pollutant. And when it comes to chemicals, the guilty parties are sulfur dioxide, SO2, mercury, lead, as well as CO2, which we mentioned, right? Dioxide, well, di is 2, oxide, oxygen, right? 2 oxygens. Anyway, I'm not a chemical expert. Moving on to pollute. So pollute is also a verb, to make something harmful, usually by adding chemicals. To pollute, we can also say to contaminate. For example, plastics are polluting the water supply. Plastics are contaminating the water supply. We can say exactly the same thing, right? Contaminating. I type so fast. Thank goodness I've got autocorrect. Okay, good. Any questions? Can we say greenhouse gas? Yes. So greenhouse gases, normally we say greenhouse gases, which normally include CO, CO2, maybe SO2 as well. Yep. Great. Hi, teacher. I'm from Iraq. I'm following you. Great. I hope that's not you. I hope that's your baby. You'd be very good at English if that was you. Of course, that's your baby. Yes. Polythene as well. I don't know much about it, Maria, but maybe as well. Number 4 image. I can't understand the pollutant that you mean. Number 4th image was the car. It's the fumes from the car, right? That's a car. So it's the fumes coming from the car. The exhaust fumes is what we call them. Great, just checking. Any other questions? What about thought pollution? from the wisdom. I have no idea about that. No idea. Tell me more. It sounds really interesting. Huda, hello Huda. We also have oil or spilled oil in the ocean causing water pollution. Yeah. We had some just the other day near Spain, actually. I think it was down in opposite Malaga or Gibraltar. There was an oil spill. So yeah, that is also a big, big problem. Pradip says methane is another. Yeah. Okay, good. Didn't know that. Great. Tapan agrees. Methane also a greenhouse gas. Great. Okay, excellent. Polluting. So I'm going to move on. So let me just bring us all back here. We've talked about pollution, pollutants, and different kinds, and the verb to pollute or to contaminate. So we've looked at nouns and verbs. When we talk about the pollutants in very general terms, we talk about rubbish. In the UK, we say rubbish, right? All the stuff you throw away is rubbish. Or waste material. We can also say waste material. Now, there are lots of synonyms for these words. What are the different ways of saying rubbish or waste material? I'm sure you know a lot about this, but there are lots of different synonyms. What are the synonyms for rubbish or waste material? Just put your idea in the chat and let's see. I'm going to actually... Let's put this up here. I'm going to share this with you. Hopefully this works. This is from our friends Streamer Live. Streamer Live have this great platform if you're into teaching online. So I get your ideas from the chat, and it takes all the messages from the chat and puts them into a nice word cloud. It's one of the many things it can do. Let's see what you've got. Garbage, great. That's very American. Litter, yep. Trash, another. Debris, I've got over here. Great. Trash, 13. I can actually see your names coming up here as well. Great. What else have we got? Junk. Where's junk? Junk has got 2. Litter has got 12. Rubbish with a double B. Debris is a great one. You should have more debris. Anything else? Terrible. That terrible is the idea of very, very bad rather than waste material. Trash, garbage, waste. Junk. Great. That's a good one. Excellent. Good. I'm going to leave that with you. Keep putting your answers in the chat. And as you're doing that, let me bring up some of the main ones you've got. So you've said litter, waste, rubbish is very much, I think, a UK thing. Garbage, much more American. Junk is in the USA. We've got Susid. I just noticed your comment. Let me pull you up if I can find you again. Oh, you've disappeared. Too many comments. Refuse is one. Is another one. Yep. Debris is another one that came up. Debris or debris. What else? Disposal. Disposal is the verb, right? Leftovers. Tugba says leftovers. Leftover is nice. That's only for food, though, right? Leftover is just for food. And leftovers, it's normally in the plural. So leftovers, Tugba, that's really, really nice. Great. Leftover or leftovers should be in the plural is just when it's the food left over from your meal, right? So it's just for waste food. Any others that have come up? Compost. Compost, though, is not the waste. It's when you take the food and you put the food into the ground and the ground starts to change the food into compost. So compost is made of waste food, leaves, grass, and then the worms come through, and the worms kind of change it, and nature changes it to compost. So it's not quite the same, but it's a related word, absolutely. Dump, why is interesting. Dump is a verb, so to dump rubbish on the ground. A dump has different meanings, but a dump is also the place where you put rubbish, like a landfill, right? A dump or a landfill. So, I mean, that's interesting. I'll put that in, but as a not as a synonym, but that is something that it's a place, right? So these are places rather than materials. We can talk about household rubbish, industrial waste as well. Lafar, nice to see your comment, thank you. Lumber. Lumber is not really waste. Lumber is the wood from the tree, right? It's not really the same as waste. Likewise, Gulandam, you've talked about mess. Mess means it's a mess means it's untidy. It's not really the same as rubbish or waste. Not quite the same. But the others, yes, trash, useless materials, okay, those are fine. Let's go back and see what's happening up here. Waste, refuse, compost, rubble. That's an interesting one. Rubble, right? Rubble. Count of 8. So rubble is, I'll add that. Is, how do I explain rubble? Rubble. Come back over here. Rubble is from a building. From a destroyed building, right? So it's cement, stones, bricks. So the rubble, when you knock down a building, all the stones and the bricks and the cement, they form rubble. So that's very special kind of waste, right? Interesting, though. Very, very interesting comments. Whoa, what happened? Okay. Scraps, maybe, scavenging, filth. So these are all related, but not quite the same. Excrete, NASA. Excrement would be the word, right? Excrement. So excrement. Excrement is the waste from the human body. So from the body, you've got excrement. If I can get it. Can you see me? Excrement. What else do we call it? We call it poo, pee, wee, urine. What else? There are other words. I mean, you can, shit is the other one, but I wouldn't use that in IELTS. Don't use that word in IELTS speaking. It's a bit strong, right? Other words? There was another word. Oh, faces. Faces. All of these are from the body. So waste from the body. You never know. Maybe you have to talk about that. I never know. Maybe you will. Sadipa says nonsense, garbage, useless. Right, but these are different ideas. So Sapida, your ideas here are about something that is not useful. So it's garbage, it's rubbish, it's useless, it's nonsense. They have that meaning, but over here, we're talking about material waste, right? So waste material, you can't say useless or nonsense. Waste material, you can say rubbish and garbage. So just notice we can use garbage and rubbish in different ways, right? In a physical way, also an abstract way. So actually, thank you very much. That tells everybody we have that different meaning, right? A more abstract meaning, like nonsense, if you like. Excellent, good. let's move on. I'm going to look a little bit at consequences of pollution. And I just want to give you some phrases, because when we talk about pollution, of course, we're going to talk about different types of pollution, different kinds of pollutant. Probably in that conversation, somebody's going to ask you, well, what causes, right, pollution? And what are the consequences or the results of all this pollution? So if we throw plastic in the river, what's the consequence? Here are some really nice, simple templates or phrases you can use to talk about that. You can say, well, pollution, it can lead to something. For example, right, air pollution can lead to respiratory problems. Respiratory is to do with breathing. Now, if you have problems breathing, you have respiratory problems, like asthma, for example. Okay, so respiratory is to do with breathing. You can even look it up here, get a perfect definition relating to the respiratory organs of respiration, right? I'll make it just simpler. I'll just say breathing problems. Respiratory problems. Air pollution can lead to lung cancer. Air pollution can lead to death. Okay. Very simple to use, right? And yeah, air pollution can lead to blah, blah, blah. Notice the can becomes can. So we don't normally say air pollution can lead to. No, we say air pollution can lead to, can lead. Because you're stressing the lead, the can becomes can lead to. The to becomes to, can lead to. Air pollution can lead to respiratory problems. Air pollution can lead to lung cancer. Okay, we can say provoke. It can provoke lung cancer. It can cause lung cancer. It can trigger lung cancer. So to trigger means to start, if you like, to make something happen. It's used in specific situations, so it doesn't always mean to make something happen. But here, basically, it triggers a disease. It makes the disease happen. Okay, so those are nice. You can use those, right? Very, very easily. Some more examples. Water pollution can provoke. Notice the can provoke. Water pollution can provoke contamination of the food chain. Contamination, pollution, right? The food chain is, for example, the fish eats the fish, we eat the fish, and therefore, blah, blah, blah. The cow eats the grass, we eat the cow. So if you put pesticide on the plant, the pesticide goes in the soil, the plant takes it from the soil, so the pesticides in the plant, the cow eats the plant, pesticides in the cow, we eat the cow, the pesticides in us. So the food chain is this chain of how food gets to us, to me, on my kitchen table every day. Contamination of the food chain. So water pollution and soil pollution can provoke contamination of the food chain. Of course, it can provoke infant mortality, death of children, basically, death of very young children. If there's no, sanitation is a big problem in many countries. The water's not clean, the children drink the water, and then they pass away in very, very bad situations. Soil pollution can cause the land to become unsuitable for farming. So soil pollution, like the fertilizer, the medicine, can cause the land to become unsuitable for farming. Or it can cause chronic health problems. It can cause contamination of the food chain as well. Okay. So just some ideas there. You can practice these. You can just take those little templates, practice using them in short sentences, and build up your flexibility as you're talking about the consequences of pollution, right? Great. Layla, great to see you here. Pollution leads to some diseases, so we suffer from losing our physical and mental health. Very good. Very, very nice. Great. Nashiv says pollution can lead to respiratory problems. Great. What else? Barren land. Yes, absolutely. It can arouse respiratory problems? Not really. No. It can lead to, it can provoke. Yeah, not arouse. No. Great. Okay. Pega says air pollution is closely linked to climate change. Right. Great. Julia talks about domino effect. Yeah. So that food chain is the domino effect. One thing knocks to another, influences another, and the dominoes fall over. Nice. Great. Very, very good. Daniela says water and soil pollution can cause lots of problems for our nutrition. Very, very nice. Okay. Lovely. Good. Excellent. So let me just bring us back over here, and I'm going to move on. I'm going to check what we're doing. What are we doing? Where are we? Here we are. We've talked about, so in case you've just arrived, first of all, why are you so late? Not at all. I don't care. I don't mind. Of course I care. I don't mind if you're late. I know everybody's busy balancing work, life, family. We're talking about pollution, okay? We've talked about different types of pollution, air pollution, water pollution, land, soil pollution, as well as the pollutants, the plastic, the chemicals, the exhaust fumes. We've talked a bit about the consequences. I'm going to move on now to play a game with you, right? The listening bingo. The cause or the causes of pollution, okay? So let's have a look together at this. Here we go. It's a listening bingo. So this is quite easy. No, it's not. It's quite hard, but it's quite fun. I want you to listen to this person talking about the causes of pollution. And the question is, what are the two main causes of pollution? Okay? What are the two main causes of pollution? Just give me a thumbs up to tell me that you're ready, right? If you're ready to listen, then just give me a thumbs up. This is not the bingo. The bingo's coming in a moment. I just want to give you a listening, overall listening first. So just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Got it. Any thumbs up? Yes, we've got some. Okay. Yi Wendai, thank you. Mari Carmen, thank you. Mustafa says ready. Excellent. Good. Okay, here we go. Let's listen. Well, when it comes to air pollution, to my mind, aeroplanes must be the biggest polluters. I mean, let's face it, right? They are causing huge damage by churning out greenhouse gases like CO2 and, so contributing to global warming. I think this became crystal clear, right, during the pandemic when there was no air travel and we saw air quality around the world shoot up. The other guilty party, as far as I can make out, is traffic, especially cars. I know some cities have introduced measures to curb inner city traffic, but by all accounts, they've had very limited success. I reckon this problem is also hugely exacerbated by more and more families aspiring to own two cars, which is clearly not helping matters. I suppose the gradual uptake of electric cars will mitigate this in the long run, But yeah, I think those are the two big ones for me. Okay. So according to the speaker, right? Not your idea, but according to the speaker, what are the two main causes of pollution? According to the speaker. Gigi, great to see you here. Yeah, exactly. Right. You've got it. So, according to the speaker, the two main causes were quite simply aeroplanes or airplanes and traffic, especially cars. Those were the two main causes. Perfect. You've got it. So, you've got the idea, you've got the gist. Now, we're going to listen again. Okay. This time, as you listen, I want you to mark a box, or you can mark in your head, or you can do a screenshot, or you can just remember. Mark a box when you hear the exact words in it. So as you listen again and you hear noise pollution, then you just mark or make a cross or write down noise pollution, right? If I say air pollution, doesn't count, right? If I say plastic pollution, doesn't count. It must be the exact words, yeah? When you hear the exact words. If you mark 3 in a row, then just type bingo in the chat, okay? So if you hear, I don't know, let's imagine you hear greenhouse effect, air quality, and largely exacerbated. If you hear all 3, then you can just say, oh, that's me, that's bingo. And you can just say, boom, and type in the chat, bingo, okay? However, that is not the answer. So we're going to listen again, listen carefully, and listen for these collocations, right? These are all collocations. If you're ready, let's listen again. Here we go. I'm watching for your bingos. And when you write bingo, just write what are the 3 collocations you heard. Let's do it. Well, when it comes to air pollution, to my mind, aeroplanes must be the biggest polluters. I mean, let's face it, right? They are causing huge damage by churning out greenhouse gases like CO2 and, so contributing to global warming. I think this became crystal clear, right, during the pandemic when there was no air travel and we saw air quality around the world shoot up. The other guilty party, as far as I can make out, is traffic, especially cars. I know some cities have introduced measures to curb inner city traffic, but by all accounts, they've had very limited success. I reckon this problem is also hugely exacerbated by more and more families aspiring to own 2 cars, which is clearly not helping matters. I suppose the gradual uptake of electric cars will mitigate this in the long run. But yeah, I think those are the 2 big ones for me. How interesting. So some of you, Pradeep, no, not correct, I'm afraid. We had another one early on. Abolfazi, not correct. Akawat, I think you're the first one. You're the first one. Correct. Well done. Well done. Absolutely. Did anybody else get it? Rukayat, you got some good phrases, but guilty party, air quality, greenhouse gases. No, greenhouse gases. No, it says greenhouse effect. So that one doesn't work. Sorry. crystal clear, air quality, long run. Yeah, those were the three. Melissa, well done. Exactly. Those were the ones. And Mary Carmen as well. Okay, perfect. So the answers were crystal clear, air quality, and long run. Guilty party absolutely was in there. But your line of three, those were the three. Well done. Round of applause. Round of applause to those of you who got it. Hooray. Now then, I want you now to watch. We're going to not listen, but just watch. And I'll listen and watch and then note any more useful collocations, right? So as the collocations come up, you can just make a note of them again, okay? Let's do it. Let's listen and watch and make a note of more collocations. Collocations, by the way, are 2 or 3 words that usually go together, right? For example, noise pollution is a collocation, right? We don't say loud pollution, no, noise pollution. The long run is a collocation, like the short run. We don't say the far run, no, or the distance run, no, the long run, the long term, okay? So these are all collocations. So let's watch and see if you can find some more collocations, right? Here we go, let's do it. Well, when it comes to air pollution, to my mind, aeroplanes must be the biggest polluters. I mean, let's face it, right? They are causing huge damage by churning out greenhouse gases like CO2 and, so contributing to global warming. I think this became crystal clear, right, during the pandemic when there was no air travel and we saw air quality around the world shoot up. The other guilty party, as far as I can make out, is traffic, especially cars. I know some cities have introduced measures to curb inner city traffic, but by all accounts, they've had very limited success. I reckon this problem is also hugely exacerbated by more and more families aspiring to own 2 cars, which is clearly not helping matters. I suppose the gradual uptake of electric cars will mitigate this in the long run. But yeah, I think those are the 2 big ones for me. Great. Fatima, very good. Nice. Great. Great. Nice. Lovely. This is also, it's a longer collocation. It's a phrase, as far as I can make out. Lovely. Nice. Farid, perfect. Limited success. Very useful collocations. You can see collocations are the secret to learning vocabulary. Instead of learning just one word, you learn 2 or 3 together. It makes fluency easier because you don't have to think. You say limited success, limited success. It also, you can use it more easily because you're not thinking word by word. Inner city traffic, inner city traffic. So when you learn a collocation, you learn the sound, inner city traffic, inner city traffic. It's a bit like a song, right? Inner city traffic. Global warming, global warming. This is how we teach children in the schools, right? In the long run, in the long run, in the long run. And they repeat and repeat and repeat, and it gets stuck, this melody in their heads. Lafa, Dominique, lovely to see you here. Air pollution, electric cars, nice. Guilty party, helping matters, long run, great. Lisa, shoot up, it's a nice one, shoot up. Introduced, it wasn't methods, that's interesting. You heard methods, it was actually measures, right? There we go. It's the government introduced measures, right? Not methods, but measures. Nice. And that is a good collocation. Absolutely. Like it. Very, very good. Canwall, hugely exacerbated. Yeah, very good. Hugely exacerbated. Exacerbated. Yes. Where are we? I'm just going to correct you. You're right. Just be careful with the spelling. But that's, yeah, very, very good collocation to have to learn. Irene or Irene, the last one, gradual uptake, is a nice one. Also very, very nice. Love it. Very nice. And greenhouse gases in this topic, absolutely, Sophia. That's a really important one. Excellent. Well done. Good. So let's have a look together just at some of the collocations. I mean, this is the full script. I will just highlight the collocations, right? Air pollution, to my mind, right, meaning in my opinion, right? I'll just make that maybe clear. In my opinion. It's quite a nice one to use, right? To change instead of saying, in my opinion, sounds a bit formal, although it's okay, but to my mind is good. Yeah, to my mind. The biggest polluters. Let's face it. I think that's a great collocation, right? Let's face it. Meaning, let's admit it's true, right? Or let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Is probably a better definition. Let's be honest. Let's face it. They're causing huge damage. Churning out greenhouse gases. Churning out is an interesting one, right? To churn out is to produce something, usually bad. That's a very rough definition, but if you're churning out greenhouse gases, you're producing them. So you can talk about your car. If you have a car, your car is churning out CO2. It's churning out exhaust fumes. The factory is churning out CO2, sulfur dioxide, all the bad things. The cows are churning out methane gas. Every time the cow farts, it's churning out methane gas. Churning out, nice. Global warming is another one. Absolutely, very, very common. Crystal clear, that's a really nice one. To be very clear. Air quality, so you've talked about air pollution. We also talk about air quality. Shoot up, right? Meaning, obviously, to go up a lot. To go up a lot. The other guilty party, so when we're talking about things or people or companies are being guilty, then you can say the other guilty party. So that's the thing or the person responsible, right? It can be a person, a thing, or a company, or an organization. As far as I can make out, as far as I can see, so to make out is to see or to understand. As far as I can make out, as far as I can see, or as far as I can understand, curb inner city traffic, inner city traffic, inner city traffic, inner city traffic, inner city traffic. To curb is to reduce, right? But it's a nice word, to reduce inner city traffic. But by all accounts means from all the evidence, they have had limited success. Limited success. Limited success. Limited success. From all the evidence. You know, by all accounts. You can say, for example, I was trying to buy a new phone on Amazon. I looked at the reviews, and by all accounts, the iPhone 13 is the best one. By all accounts, right? By all accounts, the iPhone 13 is the best one. There's a new film on Netflix. By all accounts, it's going to be really, really popular. Barbie, by all accounts, is actually quite an interesting film. My daughter went to watch the new Barbie film. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. I haven't seen it. I don't know why I'm recommending it, but my daughter recommended it. And she said, Dad, you should go and see the new Barbie. It's a bit more, it's not just dolls. It's a bit more higher level thinking. So by all accounts, the new Barbie film is a little bit philosophical. Barbie, philosophy. Go and check it out. By all accounts, there you go. Hugely exacerbated is made much worse. That means, is made much worse. So to exacerbate is to make something worse. If you exacerbate a problem, you make it worse. Okay. Exacerbate. Eggs as in fried egg. Exacer as in Sir Keith. Exacerbate. Exacerbate. Exacerbate a problem, right? If you, I don't know, if you've got a problem, if you're, I'm trying to think of a problem. If global warming is a problem, then don't drive your car more. That will exacerbate the problem. Drive your car less. That will help the problem. That will mitigate or curb emissions. Okay. Exacerbate. Aspiring to own, mean they wanting to own. We're not helping matters. So it's not helping matters is a common expression. It's not helping the situation. That doesn't help matters. If you drive your car, well, that doesn't help matters. We're going to get more exhaust fumes, more contamination, more global warming. You will exacerbate the problem. So, don't drive your car. Gradual uptake. So to uptake is to use more. To use more, the uptake of something. Electric cars, of course, we talk about electric cars. To mitigate is to reduce something. I do apologize. There is so much vocabulary here. But I only see you once a month with the live lesson. So I try to give you as much as I can to mitigate in the long run. In the long run, yeah? Don't just learn long run, learn in the long run, in the long run, in the long run. That way, the whole phrase will help your fluency, right? In the long run, the problem will get better. Hopefully. Great. Okay. So where are we? Where are we indeed? I'm not sure where we are. All of these notes. Any comments coming up? Romelia, that's a nice expression like you've added. Add insult to injury is a lovely expression to make things worse. By all accounts, from all the evidences, all the evidence. Yep, exactly. Very, very nice. Flying more will definitely hugely exacerbate the problem. Cornwall, fantastic. Very, very good. Great. Okay. Zofia says, I have a question. Can we say we need to face the problem of world pollution head on? Yes. Yes. So to face the problem head on means to face the problem directly, head on. Not going around, but boom, let's face the problem head on. Lovely, Sophia. Very nice. Celine says, in the long run, I'll pass the IELTS exam and get up to a band 9, band 7. You hope. I'm sure you will. With persistent study, I'm sure you will. Okay, excellent. Listen, I discovered as I was going through a bit of research on this. If you're into podcasts, believe it or not, the WHO has a podcast. The World Health Authority, the World Health Organization, and it has podcasts on everything, including air pollution. So if you are interested, again, let me ask Burns just to put this into the chat box. Go and check it out. Air pollution, episode 66, a public health emergency. You can get it here. There's a short video, but there's a podcast with a transcript. It's short. It's very short. Look, just down here. That's short as for a podcast. But look at all the different episodes they've got about the vaccine technologies. There's a lot about COVID. But you can go and explore that, again, in your own time. Have a look at that. If you're into podcasts, like me, I love to go walking. I put my headphones on. I close myself to the world. And I listen to stuff. And I learn so much from podcasts. So go and have a listen. Listen to the WHO podcast here. Excellent. Good. What's next? Next, so we've been talking about the causes of pollution, right? I want to look at some idioms to talk about pollution. Before I do idioms about pollution, I just want to share with you a little bit of information. And it's related to this comment, actually, and to, well, a lot of comments, but Fizu, come back, Fiza. I want to switch to gold course. I have taken another one. So Fiza, if you have taken one of my courses, you can upgrade to the gold course. And the best thing to do at the moment is to email me or Facebook Messenger me, and I will send you the code so you can upgrade. Most students going through their course, they should get an email telling them they can upgrade. But if you contact me directly, I'll let you do that. Quite a few students have asked about the gold course. It's one of the courses that I have. I'm just very briefly going to introduce the gold course to you, and then we'll start with the idioms, right? But if you do go to my website, it's keithspeakingacademy.com, basically. The gold course you can find out about here. You click on here, and it tells you information about the gold course, how it can help you. It'll tell you what makes it different, and what the students say. At any point, you can just go to the enroll now, and it straight away takes you to the place. No, thanks. And you can buy it directly here. Okay. The gold course, we've got lots of more students joining all the time. I think the best way for me to explain is I'm just going to show you a very short video which will introduce the gold course and tell you some information about it. Okay. This will just be a few minutes. And then once this is finished, I can answer any questions, and then we'll go straight back into the idioms for pollution. So this is just a short break. It's a chance for me to get a drink. It's a chance for you to learn about the gold course. And then we'll carry on with the lesson in a few moments. So let me just show you this. I'll just show you very briefly the gold course. It's a quick introduction. If you don't feel confident yet with your English speaking, then you are in the right place. The gold course will develop your speaking skills in a fun way so that you can face the examiner with confidence and ace the IELTS speaking test. It focuses not only on exam strategy, but also on improving your overall speaking skills, taking them up to a whole new level. My name is Keith. I'm a Trinity College TESOL certified teacher and trainer. I also have a master's degree in digital education. I have over 20 years experience in international education, and I have been helping, over 40,000 students with my online courses, helping students develop their speaking skills so they can succeed in the IELTS speaking test. The gold course is really simple. First, as soon as you join, you can start studying with the recorded video lessons. You can stop and start as you like, studying at your own pace whenever you have time to study. We have in the course exam strategy videos, over 100 model answers with part 1, model answers for part 2 also, and straight through lots of topics and questions for part 3 as well. In addition, the course is based on the Speaking Success System, which means that you will have follow 4 steps, right? You'll have try, discover, practice and build, which means in the practice stage, you get videos like this that will show you, or will have me forcing you to practice all the chunks from the model answers in lots of different ways so you really learn it deeply. You can download the PDFs as well, download the MP3 and listen as you go. This will help you learn much more deeply. In order to review the language, there are also quizzes like this one. And also there is a mini story for the part 1 topics. You can read, you can listen to it, you can enjoy it as well. You can even, there's a private podcast, you can listen to the whole thing in one go. If you want to download the book, you can just read that and enjoy your English as you're reviewing the language on the course. Second, you can now practice your speaking with other students on the Gold course from all over the world in our breakout rooms. These are online, they are small rooms with 2 or 3 students, and you can practice all the time. All you do is you go into the course, you'll see the schedule there. You can choose a time that's convenient for you and a topic you're interested in. Just press to join. You'll then sign into the platform that we use for this. And then there's an introductory video, tells you what's happening. The rounds are open and you go in and you start practicing with other students on the course. There are also questions that you can practice to build up your IELTS speaking technique. Thirdly, connect with others on the course. And you can do this by joining the private Facebook group that we have. Private community, at the moment it's on Facebook. And here you just go into the course, you click on to join the group. We'll admit you within about 48 hours, hopefully quicker. And once you're in there, you can start asking questions, sharing ideas, looking for support from other students, joining the breakout rooms. And of course, here we have our twice a month live lessons where you can engage with me for about 2 hours and engage with me, other students, learning all the language you need for a particular topic. Very fun, very engaging. You can also hear, if you miss it, it is recorded, and in the course, you can find over here all of the past live lessons. We've had 20 or 30 so far. Watch them, download the PDF, and review all the vocabulary, all the grammar, practice your pronunciation so that, well, you're developing your speaking skills, building your confidence all the way so you can face the IELTS examiner with confidence. I made this course for students of all nationalities around the world. It's for students really who are from intermediate level to upper intermediate. So anywhere from a band 5 up to band 6, band 7. We even have some 7.5s in the course, aiming for a band 8. It will be suitable for everybody. So listen, if you are struggling with your speaking skills and you want to become a confident speaker of English, then this course is for you. So what are you waiting for? Check it out. If you feel it's right for you, click on the link today and sign up, and you can start studying straight away. Begin your journey to get your band 7 or above. Great, we're back. I know it looks a bit like an advert, but I want you to know about it. People are asking about it. There are a few students, well, quite a few I can see here in the group who are on the Gold course. Carmwell is one of our students. Thank you so much. A lifesaver. Great. If you're looking for a link, if you are interested, I see Burns has put the link up there. Thank you so much. Burns works with me together, so you can find out about it there. What is the tripod for? It's for my camera. I do filming with that. Different cameras, right? Can you mention your email? It's Keith@Keith Speaking Academy. If you want to contact me, or you can contact the team. Let me write it down. I should put this up in a thingamajig. Keith at Keith Speaking Academy. Easy to remember, right? Emily says, hi, I enrolled in the Golden Course 2 weeks ago. I have to say the fantastic experience is chatting in the breakout rooms. Yeah, different topics every day. It's a great way to practice. It really is. Great. Good. Norhan, also on the course. I used to be level 5. Now it's increased to 6.5. You're on your way. Yeah, fingers crossed you're going to get up to that 7. Absolutely. Great. Husinia, can you repeat how we can join that gold course? So either from the link that Burns has sent you, or go to the keithspeakingacademy.com and click here on the right where it says join the gold course. Just click right next to me, go in there and click. You can read about the course or just press enroll now, and you can pay directly here. You can just press buy now. You need to register your email and create an account for the course, and payment is with international credit card like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or PayPal also. Okay, at the moment those are the only payment methods. Yeah, excellent, good, great. Carol, this is very helpful. Great, good. Daniela is also on the gold course. Yeah, it's great to see all you guys. Misa is on the gold course. Everybody's here. Okay. John, you can't buy the course from Russia. It is a pity. If you know somebody abroad, they could buy it for you and then give you the email. Is another way around. Okay, excellent. Good. So, where are we? We were talking about idioms, about pollution. Let's do that. Let's talk about idioms for pollution. There's more questions coming up. Lafa Dominique is on the gold course. Yes. How long is the course? Anmar, the course is as long as you want. You get access forever on the course. I think most students spend about 2 to 3 months studying the material, engaging on the course. But some students stay for 6 months, a year. I've got students who've been there for 2 years because they're continually improving their English level, right? So there's no limit. But I think most people intensely study about 2 to 3 months. Yeah. Idioms. Idioms about pollution. Here we go, straight in. First one, to turn a blind eye. Okay, so blind means you cannot see. If you look at something, you look. If you turn your eye and turn a blind eye, it means you refuse to look. It means you're ignoring a problem or something that is wrong, right? For example, we know flying causes huge air pollution, but we all seem to turn a blind eye to it. To turn a blind eye to something, right? So it's to ignore, basically, to ignore a problem. Sometimes in schools, we can see there is bullying, but maybe the students or the teachers turn a blind eye to the bullying instead of facing the problem head on, right? That would be the opposite, to face something head on, or the opposite, to turn a blind eye, right? I don't want to know. To turn a blind eye. That's the first one. The drop in the ocean we were talking about, right? A drop in the ocean. A drop in the ocean is basically too little or not enough. Imagine an ocean of water. One drop of water is not going to change anything, right? It's too little. For example, the action taken by our government to reach net zero carbon emissions is a drop in the ocean. So we often use this expression to be critical, right? When you're criticizing an organization or a government or a person, I don't know, for example, maybe your boss. You say to your boss, listen, I need more free time. And your boss says, okay, you can leave work 2 minutes later every day. 2 minutes later every day, that's a drop in the ocean. It's too little. It's not enough. It's not going to help me. And I think nowadays, with global warming, most organizations are saying to the governments around the world, okay, you're saying you're going to do something, but it's a drop in the ocean. You're doing too little, right? So the action taken by governments on climate change is a drop in the ocean. It's too little. It's true, a drop in the ocean. I'll go through all of the three, and then I'll come back to your comments or questions. The other one is the tip of the iceberg. So the tip of the iceberg, this exists in quite a few languages, I know. It just means a small part of the problem. The iceberg, do you remember the Titanic? Yeah, the tip of the iceberg, because the iceberg, you just see the top, right? It's very small. Underneath, it's big. So it's a small part of the problem. For example, the increase in sicknesses we are seeing due to air pollution is just the tip of the iceberg, right? So with air pollution, we are seeing more and more young people becoming sick. But actually, the problem is much bigger and will be much bigger. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Great. Let me see. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're all on the... There's just only people on goalposts. Sophia says, a drop in the ocean, something has really small impact and can't solve the whole problem. Exactly. To turn a blind eye, to delude oneself, yes. Oh, great. Abol Fazl says, we've got lots of difficulties in our work, but my boss turns a blind eye to them. Almost there. Very, very good. It brings up a really good point, Abol Fazl. Notice it's to turn a blind eye. It must be a. You must say a. Okay, not the, but a. A lot of people are not sure what part of the idiom they can change. It's not easy. It really isn't. But just remember here, it's to turn a blind eye. My boss turns a blind eye to them. Otherwise, perfect. Talking of idioms, by the way, coming in October, I'm launching a new idioms course. Chan, chan, chan. Just to let you know, that's coming in October. So, what else have we got? Other expressions. Maria says a drop in the ocean means a very small amount compared to what is expected. Exactly. Julia, great to see you again. The world leaders only contribute their efforts, a drop in the ocean, instead of ramping up the efforts drastically. The world leaders only contribute their efforts. Now, you have to say something is a drop in the ocean. Okay? Something is a drop in the ocean. So what we would need to do is to put that into your sentence. So the world leaders only contribute their efforts, which are, right? Something is, you need the verb is, which are a drop in the ocean, instead of ramping up the efforts drastically. That works perfectly. I really understand how difficult it is to use idioms correctly. And that's why I decided to make the idioms course, because I think students, they know idioms, but they can't always use them almost very, very closely. But I want to help you just use them perfectly. Julia, great. Thank you so much for that. It's a big, big help. Let's see. Milda, great to see you. Marine debris is a tip of the iceberg. Now, it's the same thing, right? Notice it's the tip. So again, you cannot change that. You have to say the tip. And you're probably thinking, why? Because in idioms, normally you cannot change the determiner, the or the a. It's always the same. So marine debris is the tip of the iceberg. Beneath there is much more. Brilliant. Thank you for these. These really help. They really do. Let's see any others. Thank you for all the comments. Some lovely comments. Great. Zuridin, can the idiom the tip of the iceberg mean it's just the beginning? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes. For many, many things. Yeah. I learn English every day, but it seems like the tip of an iceberg. It has to be like the tip of the iceberg, right? Can you see that? So it's got to be the and the. You cannot change that. But great example, Atabek. I learn English every day, but it seems like the tip of the iceberg. That is so true. There is so much more to learn with English and every language, right? Okay, excellent. Great. So idioms, very, very nice. I think 3 is plenty for today. Idioms about pollution. What's coming next? Oh, Mike. Oh, look at the time. Oh, wait. Have we got time for this? Have we got time for this? Okay. I think I'll make time for this. If you can stay, great. I realize this is a bit longer. This lesson may be 2 hours long. Apologies, but if you can stay, great. We'll do a part 3 model answer. If you've got to go to work or look after your children, remember this is always recorded on both YouTube and Facebook, so you can come back and watch the recording. It's easier to find on YouTube. Sorry, Facebook, but really, YouTube is better. Right, let's do it. Let's have a look in here. IELTS speaking question. I want you to watch the answer to the following question. And not notes interesting. Well, yeah, there are 2 things, right? Is there... Okay. Slow down, Keith. Watch the answer to the following question. Is there more air pollution now than in the past? And tell me any interesting collocations, okay? That's what I want you to do. So we're going to watch the answer. This is a part 3 question, right? Is there more air pollution now than in the past? That kind of comparing now and the past is a common IELTS question. This is the kind of question you may be asked. And I want you to spot any interesting collocations. Actually, when I began answering this question, I found it hugely difficult because I realized I didn't know the truth and I was confused. So I did an answer, which was great, but then I went away and I did some research to find out the facts, and the facts were very interesting. So the answer I've given is the second one I attempted after the research. And I think as an IELTS student, you should do the same. But if you find a question and you go, actually, I don't know the facts. Is this true? I don't know. It's always a good idea to go away, do some research, because research will give you ideas and vocabulary. Do the research in English. Really, it'll help. And then you can be more confident with your answer. It doesn't matter if the facts are right, if it's true or false, it doesn't matter. The important thing is language. But sometimes knowing the facts can give you a bit of confidence that, you know, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not an expert on pollution at all, but I did a bit of research. And all of the links you've got today are part of that research, right? Okay. Romelia, I think you're an amazing student. And I'm going to tell you why I think Romelia is an amazing student. Because as I'm talking, she's noticing these collocations. Hugely difficult. Did research. These are the key to learning vocabulary, right? The collocations. So, Romelia, hats off. Well done. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready to watch? Let's do it. Because of time, let me go straight in and let's watch my answer to this question. Here we go. Is there more air pollution now than in the past? Is there more pollution now than in the past? Well, I guess it depends on the kind of pollution, on the country, and whether we're talking about urban areas or rural areas, right? I mean, certainly statistically speaking, in the USA and most of Europe, and then air pollution has certainly gone down. I think in the last 30 years or so, the air quality in most cities in those countries has increased. The problem is, I guess, that in many developing countries, it's far worse than before. Levels of pollution are rising, especially air pollution, as societies are becoming more prosperous and the demand for cars and maybe international travel goes up. And with it, hand in hand, air pollution goes up. So I guess on a global scale, we've still got a long way to go. Right, okay. So, quite a short answer. This is part 3, so your answer may be 30 seconds up to 60 seconds if the examiner lets you talk. I had maybe a couple of ideas in there that I developed a little bit, but that idea of doing some research before getting ideas is always useful. And then collocations. Let's see. Let me see. Certainly, statistically speaking, right, great. So according to statistics, which is the data, statistically speaking, far worse than before, go down, I guess, absolutely. Levels of pollution, I think I talked about pollution. Remember, pollution is uncountable. So you can't say pollutions. It's pollution, right? Great. Thank you, Ruya. That's great. Gone down, far worse. Hand in hand, great. Very good one. Norham, very good as well. Great. Long way. Oh, yeah, it's even more. Long way to go. There's a long way to go. Yeah, great. Air pollution. Alexander goes up hand in hand. Roya, a long way to go. That's it. Zoire on so global scale, and even better on a global scale. So you get the collocation and the preposition is always useful to use to learn. Far worse than before. Brilliant. Good. All of these are absolutely great. Let's just go and have a look. Useful phrases. I'll just highlight here, right? This is what I said. It depends on the kind of pollution, the country, and whether we're talking about urban areas. So urban areas or rural areas. Urban areas means city, right? City areas. And urban area is the city, rural area is the countryside area. Okay, just to be clear. Statistically speaking, so that's great. I mean, you don't have to give the data. You don't have to say 30%, 82%. No, statistically speaking, yes, there is more air pollution. Now, I know this because I did the research, but actually it doesn't matter if it's true or false. In IELTS speaking, the facts don't matter, the language matters. But for me personally, I like to know, I get more confident if I have some facts, right? It's just a personal thing. Air pollution, we talked about. So go down, has gone down. Certainly is a nice adverb. It has certainly gone down, meaning definitely, surely. Developing countries is another one. We often talk about developed countries and developing countries. Far worse than before, right? Far worse, you can say much worse, way worse, far worse, just much worse. Far worse than before. Far worse than before. Far worse than before. The great thing about chants is that you get the rhythm. Far worse than before. Far worse than before. All my students are going to be rapping as they meet people. Yo, far worse than before, man. If the IELTS examiners get lots of rappers, it's because they've been studying with me. Right, levels of pollution. Singular, right? Because it's non-countable. Prosperous, becoming more prosperous. The demand for cars goes up. Okay. You could say the demand for something, the demand for cars, the demand for international travel. On a global scale is a nice one, meaning overall around the world. A long way to go. Have a long way to go. Have a long way to go. Have a long way to go. Stop it, Keith. Come on, get serious. You're a teacher. Great. Okay, that's it. Lots of collocations that you can be using and practicing. Okay. Lovely. Good. Now, what's up next? What's up next? Let me find out. I think we're coming to the end, right? We've been here a long time. Well done for staying with me and staying awake. We've been looking at pollution. We've been talking about types of pollution, air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution, plastic pollution, chemical pollution, radioactive pollution, and the pollutants, right? The substances, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, chemicals, fumes. If it's a car, exhaust fumes, right? We've been looking at causes of pollution. We did that listening bingo with lots of interesting collocations, which are the key thing for your learning. We've looked at idioms, a drop in the ocean, not enough. We looked at the tip of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. We looked at to turn a blind eye, to ignore something. I mentioned in October, I've got an idioms course coming out. And part 3 model answer, which we were just looking at there, talking about comparing the past pollution with present day pollution and how some research can give you a bit of confidence as well as the language. Great, we've got one last thing to finish. The best part of the class. The Kahoot. Kahoot is a game like this where you just choose your answer. I'm going to ask you 4 questions to see if you remember some of the vocabulary from today. Are you ready? Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready. And I will get started. I just have to log in to Kahoot. Find my thingamajig. Pollution. There we go. Okay, bear with me. So what you need to do is either use another browser or a tab. So you see me here to see the question. And on the other tab or on your phone, you can get the app. Go to kahoot.it and put in your name and the PIN. What's the PIN? Here's the PIN. So this is 2698987. So you can join at kahoot.it or with the Kahoot app. Put in your name and then the PIN at 2698987. Great. Lena, you missed the lesson. What happened, Lena? Never mind. You can still participate. As he says, we still have a long way to go in the IELTS exam. Well, yes, it is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Julia, I love your comments. You're the greatest of all times in teaching. Your life is indeed so intriguing and engrossing. And you have to be one of the greatest students I've seen, Julia. Really, really good. Thingy magic. Laugh out loud. Indeed. Okay, good. So here we go. We've got people joining. I'll just give you a few seconds to join. Huda says, can't get enough of your lessons. Thank you so much. Mojde, perfect teacher ever. All people on the gold course are here. It's great. Good to see you here. Right. We know that you're ready. Don't worry. I mean, if you can't get into Kahoot, you can put your answer in the chat and I'll still see you. It just means you can't win, but you can still play. It's not about winning. It's about participating. Okay, let's do it. Let's go straight in. Given the time, let's start. Pollution. Plastic and chemicals are two of the worst blank. Pollution, polluting, pollutants, pollutions. Plastic and chemicals are two of the worst pollution, polluting, pollutants, or pollutions. What do you think? You've got 30 seconds to answer, by the way. Gihan, thanks for your comment. Muhammad Irfan, thank you for your comment. 32, great. Pollutants. So pollutants are the substances, right? Absolutely. So plastic and chemicals are the pollutants. You can talk about plastic pollution, but you can't say it's the worst pollution, right? It's different. So I understand the confusion. Let's have a look on the, who was the fastest? Me? Who is me? That's not me, that's you. Mila, second place. Carol, third place. Domenico, you're there in fourth. Great. Question number 2. Which is the odd one out? So which one is different? Rubbish, waste, garbage, plastic. Which is the odd one out? Meaning which one is different? Rubbish, waste, garbage, plastic. This is a difficult one. Hello, Sanjarbek from Uzbekistan. Thank you, Leila, for all your great comments. Lena, well done. Yeah, great. So Gobby got it right. Josh as well. Mercy, well done. Plastic is the odd one out because, well, rubbish, waste and garbage are synonyms for waste material, right? Rubbish, garbage, junk, rubbish, garbage, junk, waste, all of those. You remember litter we looked at as well. So they are all synonyms. Plastic is a thing. It's a pollutant. So that's the odd one out. Well done. Here we go. Who was fastest? Me still at the top. Mila is still there. Rurio has crept into third place. And look, Emily is in fourth. Rose is in fifth. Here we go. Next question. If we want to save the planet, we must stop turning a blind blank to this problem. Look, eye, see, watch. If we want to save the planet, we must stop turning a blind blank to this problem. Look, eye, see, or watch. Sausan, Renia, Razan, well done, the three of you. You've got it. Wow, okay, turning a blind eye. Yes, 44, that's the vast majority. A few of you said look, turning a blind look. No, turning a blind eye, right? Okay, meaning to ignore the problem. Okay, let's check up how we're doing. Have things changed? Not really. Look at that. Nothing has changed. Oh dear, how boring. Okay, question number 4. It's the last question. Sure, recycling plastic will help, but it's just a blank in the ocean. Bit, little, drop or wave. Sure, recycling plastic will help, but it's just a blank in the ocean. Bit, little, drop, or wave. Renia, well done. Elvira, well done. Mariam, well done. Danielle, well done as well. Drop. It's a drop in the ocean. Of course, it's a drop in the ocean. A few of you have said bit or little. It's a bit in the ocean, a little in the ocean. That, if you say it's a little in the ocean, it's a bit in the ocean, it's being literal, right? But this is idiomatic. So we would have to say it's a drop in the ocean, right? It's a drop in the ocean, meaning it's not enough. It's too little. Excellent. Good. So that was the last question. Oh, yes. Who was top? Who was the winner? Let's find out. Number 3, Yurio. Well done. Mila was in second and first. It's me, but it's not me. Whoever you are, well done. Well done, me, not me. You know who you are. Let us know who you are in the chat. Tell us who you really are. Yurio and Mila as well. Congratulations. Well done. Excellent. Well, listen, thank you, all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a long session, but well done for staying here and continuing all the way through. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. You've had a good time. Do remember, I'm going to leave here. We've got all of the notes from today. So do you remember, as we go through, I'm putting all these notes here. I take all of these and I put them onto a PDF, and you'll be able to get these on the website very, very soon. Maybe later tonight or tomorrow, but as soon as I edit it, just go to the free live lessons, and later you'll find it from the latest live lesson. We'll change this, we'll update it to today's lesson, and you can get it there, the keithspeakingacademy.com. That's where I am, right? You can find me all there, keithspeakingacademy.com. Great. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're interested, as I mentioned in the gold course, again, just go to the website, press on the join the gold course. You can find out more about it. And that's great. So we have these lessons on the first Thursday of each month, right? So just to remind you, that comes up. It's going to be, the next one is going to be when? The next one is going to be September the 7th. So the 7th of September is the next Thursday. If you want more live lessons, we have them on the gold course. So if you're on the gold course next Thursday, the Thursday after, you have live lessons with me there. We'll be looking at the latest topics, common topics, questions, answers, vocabulary, everything for you to prepare for IELTS speaking. There are lots of people who are not preparing IELTS, but just developing their English speaking skills, because that's the focus of the course. So you're also very, very welcome. Great. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a real pleasure. And listen, I will see you next time, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, wherever you follow me. I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Let's leave with a little bit of music, and I'll see you. Summer music. This is called Summer, which is a nice song. Enjoy your holidays if you're taking a summer holiday. All the best. Oh, and before I forget, tomorrow, very important day. It's my wife's birthday. It's the one day of the year I must not forget. I haven't forgotten. I've got her a card. We went out shopping the other day. I bought her a bag, another bag, number 37, I think. I don't know. I don't understand bags. Women and bags, I don't understand. But makes her happy, which is great. So that's it. Happy birthday to my dear wife, Annie, tomorrow. For the rest of you, have a great summer. Take care. Bye-bye. That's true. How did you know that? 12th of August is my birthday. Thank you for all of these. I will tell her. Thank you. Oh. "12th of August. We're all Leos. Thank you. Great lady, great man. Thank you. Have a good day, all of you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.